So
But
basically,
nah, I'll be
what do you mean Nabi?
cap.
So anyway, what I was talking about was
These nut cap.
these nuts.com promo code slash gay.
Cap.
Boy, dude, me and freaking Chris, we were talking about the most weirdest things today. Cause he came to my house and he literally made mac and cheese. And
Hey,
yeah, he came to my house. He made some mac and cheese, and we were talking about obviously girl problems, stuff like that.
he has girl problems. Yeah.
Well, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. He just told me like you know he parted ways with his girl that he's been with for 3 years. Well, they broke up 3 years ago. Uh, because she had some problems, but then they got back together, and he hit it a couple times, and then they left again. Um, but he
Yeah.
said, like from his words, he said that they were, they were doing all right. They were doing good, and I guess maybe I don't know. He told me that his girlfriend used to like, well, left her parents' home when she was like in high school, and she would have to like stay at her boyfriend's house, sleeping on couches, shit like that. And I guess
That's ass.
she wanted a better life for herself. And I guess Chris, my boy Chris was giving that to her, but she was afraid, so she kind of just told him like, "Oh, I think we need some space, shit like that." And he was just like, "Nah, I'm done."
The BM.
Yeah, I know it is it's a little BM, but you know, it'd be like that, I guess.
Nah.
And I don't know, I told Chris about my relationship, shit like that, and I'm just like, man, I'd rather just have some like 2D wife,
'Cap.
2D wifes.
Man, how come girls can't just be, two dimensional, like personality wise? Cap.
Uh, you know, they're complex human beings, I guess.
Cap.
Where do I put my foot? Yeah, they're complex human beings, just like the rest of us. Although I don't know, sometimes there's some decisions that people make that make me feel potato. Anyway, like so, I think yesterday, I started making like a. Well, actually, not yet. I mean, let me not talk about that for. Let me first talk about how me and Chris were looking at board games, cause I was,
Diff.
yeah, I was kind of bored. I was like, shit, like there's no new hotness yet, and Astral Chain doesn't come out until Friday. Let me look at the hotness, and there's some board games here and there, but they're nothing. Some of them are kind of themed, like how like there's Fortnite Monopoly,
Forehead.
and there's Sailor Moon Monopoly. There's like the Nintendo one. There's a Overwatch one. Um, and yeah, but those are basic board games. Then I looked at the RPGs, and yeah, there's some good ones, but they're hella expensive. They're like fucking like they're like 100.
Well, I mean, they
I
come with like little figures,
I
don't they?
know,
Like 500 cards.
yeah, some shit like that, but also at the same time, it blows my mind because I haven't like fucked with board games in a long time, but I completely forgot that those type of board games go like, "Hey, we released a new expansion. Come buy it."
Diff.
Yeah,
Yes.
you haven't. Oh my god, you haven't seen it like fucking like I'll go in this
They'll be like, hey, here's the new card packs, with 30 new characters. Like, hey,
dude.
for it.
They actually do that. Like it's like I was going in the cuz there's this company named Japanime, I guess, and they make like anime sort of board slash card games. And I was looking at it, and there's this one called Heart of Crown, and you can buy Heart of Crown for like maybe 20 something bucks. And then I scroll down, and they're like, 20 bucks for this and this expansion, 20, there are 20 bucks for this other expansion. And I'm like, damn, like this was like This was DLC before it was DLC,
Cap.
and apparently they're making a second one, and I think it's called like. Let me see what it's called. I forgot. I should go. You know what? Let me see. Let me see. I think it is. It's right here. Heart of Crown, Fairy Garden. $50
Look at
for
ass.
Heart of Crown Fairy Garden. Like, bruh. I don't know. And like here, it has Six City Alliance, which is the expansion. That's 24. It has an expansion that's not even out yet. It's called, and it says pre-order now. It has Far East Territory and North
Man,
Enchantress.
who the fuck's out here playing these board games like if they're an actual,
Hey,
MMO?
hey,
Like, hey.
it be like that because dude, some people go hard. You know what I mean? Dude, this almost made me a little nostalgic. I was like, man, I wish I could go back. You know, if I was in high school, I would, and if I knew about this earlier, bruh, every day in the library, I would have been busting it out. Cause I
Chill.
know we were big ass nerds. Well, I wouldn't say they were big ass nerds, but if I brought something to the table, we would have to indulge.
Man, what, you're gonna spend like, 30 minutes setting it up? Like, how?
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I know, right? Like your experience is like shit. Yeah, we're gonna be so immersed, and then when you bring it to the table, everyone's looking at the manual like, what the fuck?
So, how do you eat ass? Oh, you gotta roll for
You get,
37.
yeah,
Cap.
yeah. You gotta roll high, b. And it's like, man, I don't feel like doing that. But that's like that's what makes it seem. I don't know.
That's where the fun begins. Cap.
This is where the fun begins. But man, there's no gams.
What you mean, B? You just gotta find them.
I mean, there is no gams. Like, and man, freaking Chris, he's always asking me about the wife. Like, bruh, chill.
Gotta, he's worried for you, Cap.
Man, he can be worried for me when I come back. Going like, man, the wife, she destroyed me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? When I go like,
He's out here, trying to prevent it. The faster it's done, the less he has to hear about Cap.
yeah, but I still got my 2D backup. You know what I mean? I got them girls, then
Them
them
girls.
girls. Joke. Yeah, I don't know, man. See, it's Tuesday now, and I'm still wait. Well, he said he would call like Monday through Wednesday, so it's Tuesday now. I'm still waiting for this man to call me back so I can go to that job and be like, yeah, and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. Where the waifus at? Where's my boy
Yeah.
Nick? Where's my boy Chris? Where's my boy Watson? That nigga, he's right there. I see that guy right there online. He's right here.
Shit, he's dead,
And
Cap.
and you know what? He's not even squatting up. You know what?
Like at that one time, he just came in. He was like, "What the fuck?" And then he didn't say anything after that.
Yeah, dude. Man, I'm salty. Like that makes me sad, dude. I don't know. Freaking. I don't even know what to say.
Okay, ass.
Like, I'm kind of like, like what's her name, Lana Del Rey, when she's like,
Who?
I got that summertime sadness.
Diff.
You remember that song?
No.
Diff.
Man, you be out here talking about some songs that like your grandma used to listen to. I'm like, who this?
The song was Hotness.
When? What the?
Uh, you mean? That song was the hotness.
Like what, back in the 50s?
Nah, B. It was, you don't understand.
Yeah.
It was revolutionary. Fucking. Let me see. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically,
Bad luck running into me. Man, see this MC?
what?
He's got too much personality, you know, Cap. Yeah, like the other characters even have family, like in 4 and 5.
Uh, I don't.
Yeah, see, this guy's got a brother, he's got a father, that's a detective. It's like this man got backstory.
They don't. Like, I don't even. Yeah, they don't have any freaking parents. Cause the one in three was like, "Hey, my parents, they're dead," and then you live in the dorm
They're
and
dead. What the fuck? I thought he just went there, to go to school.
not. Wait, really? I forgot. Yeah.
I remember
Oh
just
wait,
going
wait,
like,
wait.
oh yeah,
Oh wait, wait,
they're
wait. No,
dead.
it's true. Yeah, yeah. No, no. In three, yeah, it was something about like they weren't alive or something. In four, it was like, "Hey, I'm coming here to visit my uncle" or some shit.
Monk ass.
Yeah, dude. And then in five, definitely. I think his parents were alive. They just were like, "Oh, he's a piece of shit,"
Press F.
and you're like, "Man." But makes me yeah. Anyway, we're out here playing. Let's see. Let's look at the PSN store real quick. Um,
Forehead.
cause sometimes there's some hotness, but other times there's no hotness. Like there's just nothing. It's gone.
Oh yeah, they are dead. So press F.
Let me see. We got PES Football 2020. I don't. Who's out here? Who's
To
out?
me, we were about to play, last month, but they cut us, Cap.
What the man? And see, look, they even got Legend Edition 79.99.
Man, they out here still like charging $60 for the same game like this. It's like, oh no, but this one got your boy Antonio del Toro, Cap.
Monka ass. Like, hmm. Let me. What the? And it's being published by Konami Digital Entertainment.
What you mean they've always published?
What, PES? Diff.
Yeah.
What the heck? I didn't know that. Man, see, no. That's that BS.
Cap.
I ain't trying to see no PES. PES is a resident. I used to have like a cousin. Well, not used to. He is my cousin, but like
Cap.
what's it called? Like he I don't know. He was kind of a normie when it came to video games. So like he had like PES, and then I was like, man, because at the time I didn't care. I was like, man, where the FIFA at? And he's like, nah.
Cap.
He's like, nah, PES is superior. FIFA's kind of ass. And I was like, oh.
Cap.
I was like, oh. I was like, damn, I didn't know that. Like, but I didn't know what team to play, because, how in some, like, especially in NFL games, they do this these days where the team that wins the Super Bowl, they have like a 99 rating. And so, like, they're a little bit stronger than the others, just a tiny bit.
All right.
And it's like, man.
Anyways, man, to me, you just play, you just choose whichever team you know is in the World League.
What you mean?
You know, like, oh yeah, this team's out here, you know, representing the USA in the Olympics or some shit like that. Be like, yeah, 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 that's my team right there.
Cap. I don't even know what to say no more.
Cap, cap.
I'm kind of shook, you know?
Man, how come the fairy that heals you in this game charges like $10,000? I was like, what the fuck? It's barely the beginning.
Well, you know, they gotta make money too.
Cap.
They don't want to be a heel. But, hmm. I don't know what to say. What is there to say, you know?
What you mean?
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
Exactly, cap.
And it's like, eh. Um, sorry, I'm trying to figure this thing out. Let me see.
Sonic Punch. Sonic Boom.
Sonic
Sonic Boom.
boom. Flash kick.
Man, literally the fucking one manga, and then these two guys were playing a Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Man, yeah, I used to play this game a lot when I was a kid." And the other guy's like, "Man, I never played this game. Let's play it." And he's like, "Oh yeah, let's go." And he's like, "Man, I'm about to kick this guy's ass. Watch out!" And then like he lost the first matchup, and he was like, "Oh shit, this guy kicked my ass." He's like, "What the fuck?" And then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to pull out that strat, you know." He's like, "Just keep going, Sonic Boom, and then flash kick when he jumps over."
Cap.
And then he won the round, and then he just looked at his friend, and he was like, haha, I beat his ass. And his friend was just like shook, and he was like, don't do that again.
The fuck? um, holy shit. I'm spooked. Me, well, you know, I just been watching some shows, you know.
Hey, forehead.
You know, recently I caught up with everything. You know, I caught up with the Kryptonite. You know, I caught up with Glow. Um,
What about the Marvel shows, Cap?
there's another Marvel show.
Yeah. I'm forgetting Agents of Shields next season's about to start like on Sunday
Man,
or
I ain't
something.
watching that one.
No, but there's a third season of Jessica Jones or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, see, I seen that one. But I don't know. Like the thing about those Marvel stories is like they're so like not like I mean I get it, but like I don't know. Like no wonder she's a TV show right now. You know.
Cap.
Cause like it's very, I don't know, like I don't know how to explain. And then
It's
you know the
predictable.
yeah, in a way, yeah, because you already know what's gonna really happen, I guess. And then what else? I don't know. Cloak and Dagger was pretty hotness.
Cap.
That was my favorite.
Man.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, just like, dude. It's like that's the only thing I got to watch right now is Jessica Jones, and that is like watch something new. Oh yeah, I'm
Bro,
Barry. I forgot Barry.
bruh, I can show you.
I was watching a movie last night, man. It has me shook.
What was the movie?
The I Am Mother. About
Mukanes.
like this freaking post-apocalyptic, you know, future where all the humans died, and then this robot's like out here, you know, has like 60,000 embryos or some shit like that,
What?
and it's like, oh, you're bringing humans back to life, and you're like, oh, let me raise this one child, and she was like raised like in a vault by herself, and the only other it's not even alive, but the robot's the only other thing there.
I'm
You know,
shook.
she like freaking opened the door, and there was like somebody outside, like there was still humans alive out there. A bunch of shit happened. She had to like decide whether she wanted to stay in the vault with the robot or leave. Like no barely any people out there. The people barely alive.
Bruh.
And then we got Spooky. It was like deep lore in there. I was like, Monka,
I love deep lore.
Cap.
It's my favorite. Yeah, I don't know. That's my thing.
I don't know. I just like watched her. I was looking. I was bored. I was like, man. Supposedly, we were gonna play some DQ builders. But then these boys, they flaked on me, and I was like, man, well, I might as well just watch something. I guess.
Oh, wait, who?
Mario and Pikachu.
They faked on you?
Yeah. Flaked.
They did what? They didn't squat up?
Yeah, they were like, hey, you guys trying to squat up? And they didn't squat up, and they're just like playing their own stories. Those boys are still on the third island, both of them. I was like, man.
Man, well, of course they're not gonna squat up. They're probably like, shit, I'm trying to finish, you know?
Yeah, that's why I was like, man.
I don't know. They're kind of weird. I can't squat up with some traitors.
Cap.
Snake, how could you?
To me, the homies aren't squatting up. Cap.
True mean we squat up all the time.
Yeah, but on DQ builders, we're gonna build, the Eiffel Top. Cap.
We were originally.
The grind for the medals, it was too much. Cap.
Man, I miss DQ builder, sort of, not really. Me, Rebecca.
Man,
What?
chicks are fake.
Diff.
So you're trying to drag this girl into being an idol, and she didn't even want to be an idol. She's gonna be an idol.
You thought they were real? I'm sad. I'm completely sad. I
Diff.
apologize for that attempt.
Diff. Do you
So,
not like us anymore, man?
who said that?
These freaking chicks.
Man, it always do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, fuck.
Diff. You know, man, there's so many games, but I see this is why I want to play some board games because like there's no gams.
What do you mean? There's no games just for fun?
Like there's no squatting up. Like remember back in the day we used to play League back in the day.
League, man.
It's like nah. I don't know.
Rise up on was it Killing Floor 2 or EDF Cap?
See those man. See no, but like those were like that wasn't even back in the day though. Like back in the day was like when it was me, you, Mario, the whole squad, everyone and their mom.
Or on Killing Floor? Like, I don't know.
No,
Like,
on something on Monster Hunter, even though we weren't playing, we were all like in the same party. Like,
Cap.
and I don't know. And even though sometimes we were roasting each other, it was fine.
See, man, it's because, back then nobody had jobs. Cap.
That's true. That's true. And then I guess, the jobs just separate. That's the thing. We get the jobs and now we can play more games, but that's the thing. Like, we grow apart.
Press F.
And now the only one I can squad up with is either Knock, Snake, or Cross.
Cap.
And that nigga Kotatsu, he's like Batman, sort of. Like, if you try to talk to him, he kind of like succumbs to himself.
Nunca think.
Yeah, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, he's so kept to himself. Like, he's almost like, I don't know, what is the type of animal that wants like others to leave them alone forever? I don't even know.
Snakes.
Is that
Like that.
really? I don't even. Man,
I think
Kotatsu, see,
most snakes probably
Kotatsu,
attack each other on sight.
Kotatsu wouldn't be listening to this, but this nigga, man. It's because, I kind of blame myself as well sometimes because, I'm not really good at engaging in conversation like that. I don't like to typically say, oh, hello, how are you doing? Because, that's kind of basic. So every time I see Kotatsu, I'm like, hey, yo, let me eat that ass.
He's just like deaf, and then he leaves.
Well, no, he's just, what he always says to that? He goes like, why don't you just talk to your girlfriend and say that instead of saying it to me? And I was like, man, you acting like she's not busy or something. And then he's like, so you do it to me? And I'm like, yeah.
So what, you think I'm not busy? Cap.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. But you know what? We're approaching the Darude by Sandstorm.
Right.
And it's going to be very, very spicy.
For like 2 minutes, Cap.
Yeah, for 2 minutes, you're going to be very spiced up. Hey, man, see, Snake, we need to go back to that thing where we watch a show together. Because, man, I've been watching like 10 shows.
Okay.
Well, yeah, dude, like, right now I'm technically not working. I'm just waiting for this man to call so I can work. So in the meanwhile, I've been binging sort of because there's also no gam.
What you mean? You just gotta, find the gum.
There's like no gam. So the thing is,
So I know your ass still hasn't finished, the Dragon Quest, legacy.
Dave,
Cap.
The BM.
Cap.
Listen up. What was I gonna say? Fuck.
So it's like, man, I'm almost done with like 8 forehead.
Cap, dude. See. Anyway. Okay. Let me go on Rotten Tomatoes, okay? Let's see what's the hotness.
Well, the Game of Thrones season finale. Cap.
Oh, see, I saw Mindhunters season 2. That was good. Mindhunters, Anyway, I saw. Let me see. Special season 1. It's about this disabled guy who's also gay.
Deaf.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of funny. Legion, which is Xavier's son. Season
Forehead.
2. Let me see. The Act season 1, which was about that bald girl who, like, her mother thought she had a bunch of disabilities, but she actually didn't. And when she wanted to get out of the house, like, she was already like 19, but her mother was treating her like a child still. Like, she had disabilities because her mom wanted to collect that, I guess, money. When you have a, I guess, disability. And
It do be like that.
And she didn't actually have one. She met a guy in this convention. I think it was like Comic-Con or whatever. And they fell in love, yada, yada, yada. And she convinced the guy to kill her mom. And they did. And they ran away, but eventually they got caught because, they got caught, but like when they got questioned, The funny part is the guy was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna tell the entire truth," and this was him telling it to his girlfriend. He was like, "Just tell the truth because if we tell the truth, then maybe they'll have like a less sentence for us, blah blah blah." So he told the entire truth, right? But then when it was her turn to get asked, or yeah, when her turn was answering the questions, she lied about like everything. Like she was like, "Oh, I didn't even know this guy," blah blah blah, and I was like, "This bitch."
God.
I'm like, what? What happened to like? That's just BM. Like, what happened to your sanity? Anyway,
Do be like that.
I also finished watching The Boys, which is about this guy. His girlfriend gets killed by this quote unquote superhero. But actually, these superheroes are, well, they're
Man.
they're superheroes, but they're controlled by this corporation, and they have jobs. So they have to listen to that corporation to do whatever they want. So what they do is the corporation fakes scenarios, like they fake like I don't know, some fake villain, and um they have like a fake tragedy, and they try to make it seem like it's real so the hero can easily follow the script, yada yada yada. And some of the heroes are not very heroic. Like they're kind of like, because like the thing is,
Neutral.
they're not neutral. They're actually like, well, one of them is neutral. The rest are kind of like have a lot of issues, and the reason that is because you find out later in the story that they weren't they never really had a childhood because they were raised in a science lab, and there's this drug or whatever that if you keep taking it you'll eventually get superpowers. So that's what they had when they were a baby. They kept receiving this drug, and so they don't have any real human sympathies, connections, blah blah blah.
Do be like that sometimes. God.
And so fucking dude, man, so now it's about this regular kid who's like just trying to kill, well, at first he wasn't trying to kill all of them, but he did kill the first one, from what I've seen. Hopefully there's a season 2 of The Boys.
The boys are back in town. The
You
boy.
know, and I saw The Boys, but I haven't seen Our Boys yet.
God.
Star Trek season 2, that was the godliest. Like I, man, who would have thought that I would like Star Trek, man? Man,
Chill.
it's cause I never imagined myself going like, damn, that was hotness, like, and for Star Trek. But damn, it makes me hype for Space Force.
This.
You know what Space Force is?
It's Star Trek, wannabe.
Well, no, it's okay. So President Trump, he created, well, he tried to make another military branch called the Space Force, and it's the army going into space.
Do be like that sometimes. God.
And people were arguing because they were like, oh, it should be like under the Air Force, just like the Navy's under, like, like the Navy's a part of the Marines, blah blah blah.
To be honest, it should just be like, NASA. Cap.
Yeah, but NASA's like an exploration kind of, you know what I mean?
Anyways, what the heck are they gonna be
They
doing
don't
in
even have
space
enough
like this?
money.
They trying to fight aliens, or are they just gonna, pull a Halo and be like, hey, shocks drop troopers, coming in
Who?
from space?
I mean, right now, who knows? Like, they don't even have like, you know what I mean? Like, the first milestone is we need to hit that Mars. You know what I mean? And then when we hit that Mars, we see that Martian booty. I mean, what?
What you mean, Diff?
I don't know. And so I haven't been watching any other shows. Let me see what's good.
Man, we still don't have One Punch Man season 2 on you.
See, Trolls The Beat Goes On season 7. It's like,
Ooh.
Trolls, those little like cartoon things that have like the weird ass hairs.
Okay,
What else, man? I know there's something else, but Certified Fresh doesn't let me see it at times. Now, it's time to talk about what I originally was going to put on the podcast, you know.
Yes.
Moralities and ethics, not a joke. So anyway,
Let's see.
in terms of morals and ethics, morals is what is our personal beliefs. You know, like for example, if Johnny over there dropped a hot dog and he ate it, and I personally believed that was disgusting, but he thought, hey, 5 second rule, that's a moral thing. Now,
You good?
now, if Johnny, you know, like killed my brother or something, and, you know, I was like, man, what the fuck, man? I'm gonna have to kill you too. Well, you see, that's just ethics, because, you know, in society, it is very wrong to kill somebody else. Like,
You good?
technically, ethics is a huge moral. So, like, it starts out as a moral, but then it becomes ethics. Almost like in school, where if you don't stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, they look at you weird. Now, some would say that's immoral, but you know, it's kind of an ethics thing. Now, this breaks into the topic of when I talk about fake ass niggas. Wait, am I not supposed to say that?
You good times 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't mean to say that. What I meant to say was
Fake ass, you know,
fake
African
ass,
Americans, you know,
fake ass people. So
fake ass hombres.
you know, when your homie, when you thought he was your homie, but in reality, like you're like, hey, let's go to the McDonald's. You know, let's hang out real quick, squat up, right? And then you're at the McDonald's, and then it turns out he's out there stealing your girl.
Diff.
And you're like what? You're like McFrick.
What you talking about?
You're like, man, can I get a McAngry? It's like,
Angry.
man, yeah, he's out
I
there.
got McCucked.
I got McCucked, and then they'll be like, oh, that's great, sir. That'll be $10.95. You know. Anyway.
$10.95 plus taxes.
But yeah, dude. And then it turns out he texts you and he's like, "Oh, sorry, you know, I canceled last minute." Let me tell you something. When niggas cancel last minute, that means they didn't want to in the first place. It's BM.
What you mean? You know, if they didn't want to in the first one, they just would have said no.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's BM. No, that's why I'm putting this example. Those are called fake people, where they don't like to say what they want to say immediately, or you know. Now, if my boy broke his ankles running to McDonald's, then maybe I'd consider.
Cap.
I'd be like, you know what? That was a Mick accident, you know? And so I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I'll give it a pass. But anyway, you know, that's enough.
It's a forehead.